The movie commences with Wen, a young girl, gathering grasshoppers in a jar amidst the woods surrounding the cabin where she and her fathers, Eric and Andrew, are staying. While capturing the grasshoppers, a bulky man named Leonard approaches Wen, attempting to befriend her and even participating in catching grasshoppers. Leonard discloses to Wen that he has arrived to carry out an action that he will later regret. Following this, three other individuals, Sabrina, Adrienne, and Redmond, appear from the woods brandishing sharp, sizable weapons, causing Wen to flee towards the cabin. Upon witnessing the strangers outside, Wen rushes to inform Eric and Andrew. Subsequently, Leonard approaches the door, requesting a conversation with Eric and Andrew concerning their mission. This prompts the men to feel anxious, and the family secures all the entrances. However, the group persists in their attempts to enter the house, smashing through the windows. During the chaos, Sabrina engages in a physical altercation with Eric, causing him to fall unconscious. Meanwhile, Andrew confronts Redmond and overpowers him. Ultimately, the assailants manage to overpower the family, but Sabrina tends to Eric's injury. A short flashback scene reveals Eric and Andrew's visit to Andrew's parents. The absence of dialogue suggests that the couple feels uneasy due to Andrew's parents' discomfort with their son's sexuality, which is not the case with Eric's mother. Although Andrew is disappointed because his parents left after only 45 minutes despite traveling 7 hours, Eric vows that they will remain together. Eric and Andrew are bound, and the group attempts to comfort Wen by playing cartoons. Eric, who has a concussion, experiences sensitivity to light and impaired vision, which Sabrina tries to alleviate. After things settle down, the group introduces themselves and shares their backgrounds. Leonard is a children's basketball coach, Sabrina is a nurse, Adrienne is a line cook, and Redmond works in sanitation. Leonard explains their reason for being there. The four of them have been having visions of apocalyptic events, and the family has been selected to provide a sacrifice to prevent these events from happening. If the family refuses, the catastrophic events will occur, and they are warned that suicide is not an option. Eric and Andrew are adamant about not sacrificing anyone. The group asserts that humanity is being judged. While the sun reflects off a mirror in Eric's direction, Sabrina shields him, but he appears to see something in the reflection. Subsequently, Redmond dons a white mask, and Sabrina and Adrienne thrust their weapons into his head before Leonard decapitates him. In another flashback scene, Eric and Andrew are shown adopting Wen, who had been born with a cleft palate that was subsequently corrected through surgery. Upon returning to the present, Leonard switches on the TV to inform the family about the current situation. The world has been plagued by powerful earthquakes and tsunamis, resulting in numerous deaths. Andrew believes that they are being targeted because of their sexuality since he recognizes Redmond as the man who had assaulted him at a bar once. However, the group denies that their presence has anything to do with that. Wen tries to flee through the basement, but Leonard catches up to her and returns her to the house. The following morning, Adrienne prepares breakfast for Wen. When it is time for the family to make a decision again, Adrienne makes a case for herself. She shares that she has a son named Charlie, and her visions show him dying repeatedly, accompanied by his screams, which she is unable to prevent. She pleads with Eric and Andrew to consider her situation before making a choice, but Andrew remains firm in his refusal. As a consequence, Leonard and Sabrina beat and behead Adrienne. They then switch on the news, which reports on a lethal virus that is spreading among children. Andrew realizes that the report is pre-recorded and that he had read about the virus months ago, causing him to doubt the group's honesty even more. Andrew informs Eric that his bonds are starting to loosen, providing him with the opportunity to escape. Wen secretly passes Eric a knife, and he signals her to create a diversion when needed. Leonard and Sabrina make another attempt to convince Eric and Andrew to make the sacrifice, but Eric prompts Wen to throw a fit to distract the duo. As a result, Eric frees himself while Andrew heads to their car to retrieve his gun. Sabrina injures Andrew's leg, but he retaliates by throwing dirt at her and rushing to the car. While trying to load his gun, Sabrina attempts to break in and slightly stabs him in the side. Nevertheless, Andrew fires the gun and forces Sabrina to drop her weapon. In another flashback, Andrew recalls being attacked at a bar by a man who looks somewhat like Redmond, leading him to purchase a gun and train in self-defense. Upon arriving back at the cabin, Andrew confronts Leonard and threatens him. However, their interaction is interrupted by Sabrina's sudden appearance, causing Andrew to accidentally shoot and kill her. In response, Leonard beheads her. Furthermore, Andrew seizes Redmond's wallet from his corpse and confirms that Rory O'Bannon was their assailant. With the aim of using the vehicle to leave, Andrew orders Leonard to enter the bathroom at gunpoint, as they had disabled the family's car. Leonard seemingly attempts to escape by breaking the bathroom window, causing Andrew to open fire. Despite being shot in the arm, Leonard manages to overpower Andrew in a scuffle and makes him and the others turn the TV back on. Subsequently, numerous airlines worldwide experience malfunctions, leading to the sudden crashes of thousands of planes. To Andrew's surprise, Leonard recites the same lines as the news anchor, leading him to suspect that their situation was premeditated. Afterwards, Leonard forces Eric and Andrew outside and presents them with a final opportunity to avert further catastrophes. In response, Eric instructs when to take refuge in a nearby tree house until someone comes to retrieve her. Despite this suggestion, neither of them appears to be willing to act, prompting Leonard to inform them that they only have a limited amount of time to act before it's too late. Ultimately, Leonard takes matters into his own hands and fatally slashes his own throat. Subsequently, a destructive storm emerges, with frequent lightning strikes and more airplanes plummeting to the ground. Upon re-entering the house, Eric shares with Andrew his sighting of a mysterious figure in the reflection of the sun. Furthermore, he confesses that he has come to accept the validity of their group's visions. Andrew realizes that each member of their group represented a different aspect of humanity. Redmond symbolized malice, Adrienne was nourishment, Sabrina embodied health, and Leonard embodied guidance. He comes to the conclusion that they were the four horsemen of the apocalypse, and their deaths were necessary for humanity's survival. Although Eric seems prepared to sacrifice himself, Andrew argues that humanity is not deserving of saving due to their inclination to hate and discriminate against individuals like Eric. However, Eric shares with Andrew a vision he had of a world where Andrew grows old, remains close to Gwen, and she finds a fulfilling career and a loving partner. At this point, Eric finds inner peace and takes Andrew's hand so that he can shoot himself. After mourning Eric's death, Andrew retrieves Gwen from the treehouse. The two of them embark on a journey until they stumble upon the truck that Leonard's group arrived in. Upon searching the vehicle, Andrew discovers conclusive evidence that the group was who they claimed to be. Leonard was a respected coach, Sabrina was a nurse, and there was even a photograph of Adrienne with Charlie. Andrew and Gwen depart for a diner where a group of people have gathered to witness the news of the catastrophic events coming to a halt. They learn that planes have landed safely, and the death toll resulting from the virus has decreased. Subsequently, Andrew and Gwen embark on a journey towards an indeterminate future, united and ready to face whatever lies ahead.